big idea, a new world order.
Your world is not what it seems. Alex answering. Outside the box.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Outside the Box, coming to you live March 5th, 2010. In the middle of the day. It's actually 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That means we're taking phone calls. That's right, we haven't been live for some time. We will be taking phone calls this afternoon at 503-288-4442. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't extremely overwhelmed by the amount of news that's coming our direction. Multiple earthquakes, not just what took place in Chile, but we also saw a 6.4 in Taiwan. Also aftershocks in Chile. Sent tsunami warnings all throughout the Pacific. In fact, that's some really interesting video of some of those towns in Chile that were literally washed away by the tsunami. There was an alert issued in Hawaii, an alert issued at other locations around the world, even the west coast of the United States. And geologists, especially geologists at OSU, say the next big one, the Big Nine, is actually going to cause buildings to fall down in downtown Portland and bridges to collapse. And so when you look at the Ring of Fire, when you look at how active the planet is, this is a living planet. And yes, heart could be involved, but I think we have to be objective and very critical when we're researching this particular topic. Is this just simply something natural? A sign of more things to come, or is this something that is being caused by man or forces that we fully don't understand? We'll take your thoughts. We'll listen to some of the things that you have to say on the topic at 503-288-4442. By the way, if this is your first time watching the show, we've been doing the show for about 5 years, most of the time on Thursdays at 7 p.m. On Comcast Channel 11. And so for some of the back shows and archives, there's the YouTube channel. And then, of course, there's the website, alexanswery.com. The other top story was something that occurred today, in fact, right outside the Pentagon. Right on cue, after they continue to push their propaganda, the Southern for Poverty Law Center, SPLC, pushing their propaganda, saying that patriots, people that are against the New World Order, or even say a New World Order exists, they're with violent, racist militias. And so they're trying to brainwash you into thinking that we're the bad guys, we're the threat, when we're actually against the war, we're actually against violence, we're actually against racism. That's why a lot of us became activists to begin with. And of course we question the official conspiracy theory of 9/11, as those 19 air hijackers turned our country into a high-tech police state and resulted in the deaths of over 1 million innocent people in the Middle East. Is there something wrong with that? Is there something wrong with my life path that I've picked to wake people up? According to the government, yours truly is a terrorist. So definitely we need your prayers at this time. This facility, financially, is not set to exist more than another year or so, in my opinion, and we could lose the franchise agreement. In my opinion, there's not enough people fighting for Access TV on the local level or national level. And so there are so many different things we can talk about today, but the point is, the end of the world isn't here, but your world, as you know it, is already changing, and you've got to get prepared. There's no more time to whine, bicker, and actually obsess upon some of these news headlines. It's obvious to me that the writing is actually carved into the wall at this point. The economy is going up. They're preparing for another war, World War III, in fact, with China and Russia, after the United States or Israel bombs Iran. And then, of course, you have all these earthquakes, be they man-made or natural. You're seeing the escalation of these natural events to where most of us are going, geez, when is the next big one coming to the Pacific Northwest? So for some reason, for some strange reason, in this matrix that we're living in, and I understand there's a lot of Christians that watch this show, but I don't make this a religious thing. For some reason, all these different events are coming together at this particular moment in time. 503-288-4442 is the number to get on the air. I don't think we're actually going to be live for a number of weeks from here on out, but hopefully in April, we're going to be able to get back to our regular time slot. For those that want to know more about how to hear Outside the Box on a regular basis, LibertyNewsRadio.com is the website from 6 to 7 our time, Pacific Standard Time, and we have a graphic for that. We are on the air on the internet. It's also 8 to 9 Central Standard Time if you're watching this on the web somewhere, perhaps on YouTube. And there's a number you can call to get in on that particular show as well. While we still have the internet as it is, this free flow of information, we're going to use it because this information is powerful. It is vital to our survival in the new millennium. And there are so many ways they want you afraid of saying something or getting involved or starting your own group. You know, the hit pieces are totally ridiculous. We're going to play a clip here in a minute. But they are working very hard, premeditatively, to say, hey, an attack's coming. The 9/11 truthers are violent. The people that don't like Obama are violent. They're getting ready. They're getting ready. And we might have to have martial law because all these racists out there are going to start causing violence. In reality, we have staged terror attacks like 9/11 and other things that we really can't trust. When you hear about these shooting stories, when you hear about the inconsistency of the facts, when you hear about stories about a second person aiding this guy that's accused of being the shooter, like, who the hell do we believe? And how do you know that these attacks are really legit? Joe Stack, the guy they say that flew his plane into a building. First of all, the guy was well-to-do, had a happy marriage, and his daughter was like, I can't believe that was my father. Like that manifesto he wrote, that didn't sound like him. Not only that, he played in a band in Austin, and people knew him that played in the band, and he did not talk politics. I mean, you would think if someone's just so upset that they're going to just drive their plane through a building, that perhaps they would have said something that they were perhaps a little bit pissed off. But no, the guy changes his little online manifesto 27 times, and we're not supposed to question it. We're not supposed to question the fact they want body scanners in our airport. How the hell did the underwear bomber even get on that plane? Kurt Caskell, a lawyer, his wife's a lawyer as well. They both testified as eyewitnesses to what took place while they were waiting to board the plane. A man in a very, very well-tailored suit, an Indian man with a sharp English accent, aided this man from Nigeria that's accused of trying to light his crotch on fire. He said there was a man that tried to get him on the plane without a passport, saying he's from Sudan. We do this all the time. After the guy in the suit talked to the guy's manager at the Amsterdam airport, that was the last he saw of him until he was trying to blow up the plane, allegedly, several hours later. The question is, where is the actual videotape of the suspected plane bomber getting on the plane? Similar to where is the videotape of the plane going in the building, going into the Pentagon on September 11, 2001. They're not going to show you that tape. So today's news, again, going back to it, is that a 9/11 truther shot at 2 officers at the Pentagon, right on cue. Now, this video that we're about to play, I mean, it just came out a couple days ago. But Americans are very easy to control. They're very easy to frighten. They're very easy to force people to balkanize into different camps when the tough gets going. So they fight one another instead of realizing where the top of the pyramid truly lies. So we're going to go ahead and play that clip from MSNBC. Then we'll come back and try to take some phone calls at 503-288-4442. That is, of course, if you're watching this show on a Friday afternoon, being March 5th, 2010. Go ahead and roll it, Bill.
Government violence, like that deadly attack on an IRS building in Texas last week. I'm joined by Mark Potok of the Southern Poverty Law Center, the author of the annual report, Rage on the Right. What stands out to you this year in terms of these groups who are truly angry at the way they see the government acting?
Really, what stands out the most is just the scope of the thing. I mean, there has been an enormous growth in groups on the radical right of all kinds in the last year. When we look at the whole picture, though, the most astounding growth has come in the so-called patriot groups, the militias that all of us remember from the 1990s. These groups had very large